or good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Business Party Podcast. And that little opening is probably going to be closer than we think soon enough to most places around the world, with shit heating up over in Europe as usual, and South Africa losing its fucking mind. We'll get more to that in a little while. But beyond that, what's happening? How are you guys doing?
Just watching Apartheid 2.0.
Pretty much.
Yeah. That's about it.
We're just watching the world crumble as we just sit here and laugh and cry at the same time. Like, we told you. We were
Well,
right.
on a happy note, I grew a huge zucchini for the first time ever in my yard.
Is that what you call it now?
Yes. I knew I was gonna get him. I'm just really proud of it. You know,
That's what she said.
I'm proud of this big ass zucchini.
I am. Tomorrow,
That's
I'm gonna
awesome.
have a picture for all of you. I mean,
You know what? I'm not gonna lie.
YouTube, but...
Like, I was never a big fan of like any vegetables or whatever else, but the older I've gotten, the more I like them, and I love like fried zucchini. Not gonna lie, I think it's
the
fucking
best.
great.
That's why I started growing them, because I start eating them all the time and like making stir fries and stuff. And like out of like 4 zucchini plants, there's only one of them that's actually producing zucchini, and it's like growing.
And I actually like eggplant as well, as long as it's grilled.
Yeah,
my buddy used to make it. He would grill it with like butter and all this shit, and it was great.
I was gonna say like grilled zucchini and grilled cucumbers and not grilled zucchini squash. Oh man, that's so good.
Oh,
even
fucking asparagus too off the grill, nice and like crunchy kind of.
Yeah, but if you throw if you do it in a convection oven and you throw like some bacon crumble on it, bro.
Dude,
to
fresh
the next
grated
level.
Parmesan on it too.
Yeah,
with some, and you got to put like some actual garlic on it, minced garlic on it. So right when it's about to get done, you sprinkle a little Parmesan cheese on it, let it get a little bit crispy.
I thought you were gonna say minstrel garlic.
Oh my god,
that's a different kind of garlic.
I'm not even gonna go.
Yeah, this went to a whole different area
because it's just gonna be just not. I would just end it now, and I'd be like, "See you guys later, bye." You'd probably be like, "I never want to see her again."
So you say menstrual garlic, we're like, no.
Oh man.
But yeah, no, I mean, stuff on the grill is phenomenal, and especially when I mean, that sounds like some of that garlic and some like mozzarella on top and just melted sounds so good. You know what? I never got the celery with peanut butter and like raisins on. I for some reason I just never liked celery. I don't know. Like, I can't even.
I'm not a big fan.
It's too salty for me.
Yeah.
I don't even taste the salt. I don't know what it is. But like, even when I get it in Chinese food or like even those prepackaged soups, I literally will take them out like a child and put them on the side and just throw them on the desk or the table and just be like, now, like a kid who doesn't like crust.
Yes.
No, you can eat no.
Oh, dude, I was like that when I was a fucking kid. Like, my food, I would separate my food on my plate and shit all weird. And like, if I mean, now I'll eat it, but like back then, if like somebody put ketchup or something on my hamburger, that bitch is going in the garbage. I ain't eating that motherfucker. You can get out of here. But now I'm like,
My buddy Fisher was an only child, and when he liked sandwiches, he liked sandwiches from a specific bakery, and his mom would have to go to the specific bakery to buy him bread. And I'm like, you are so, and I'm like, I understand why you are the way you are today, selfish, because your mom would literally, and then hot dogs, he would heat the hot dog and the bread separate. I'm like, I mean, you chose the wrong lifestyle for just eating hot dogs by itself, but I get it. Okay, sounds good. But yeah, he's so like, and he would throw a fit if he didn't get the specific, he wouldn't eat the sandwich. He wouldn't eat the
Oh my
sandwich. He's like,
God.
nope.
It just reminds me of like Will Ferrell in Wedding Crashers. He's like, Mom, meatloaf.
Meatloaf. Yeah.
No, my son, like Cooper's like that. Where if so I made breakfast for dinner yesterday, and I made blueberry pancakes, and he was like, I don't really like the blueberries, and I was like, oh my God, here's one pancake that has one singular blueberry on it. He's like, I'm gonna need a different plate because of all the blueberry juice from the other pancake.
See, if that was my kid, I would have taken the blueberry pancake with the most blueberries and put it in his face and go, "How you like blueberries now, you little?"
Well, and then today for breakfast, I made I heat him up leftover pancakes, and he didn't complain. I was like, son of a bitch. You just did it because you knew I was stressed out when I was making everyone. I was like, I'm making everyone cheaty pancakes. Sit down.
When Trisha's brother and sister were here, I made macaroni and cheese with hot dogs, and Trisha's sister didn't like the hot. I was like, "Oh, do you want macaroni with the hot dogs, without the hot dogs?" She's like, "Oh, I don't want hot dogs." I said, "Okay." So I tried to scoop around the hot dogs. And it was one piece that big, and she goes, "Dave, what's this?" And I go, It's probably something from the macaroni. I'll take it out. Give me it. I'll take it." And I took it out and threw it in the garbage. And she goes, "Was that a hot dog?" And I go, "Nope."
What was wrong with the hot dog?
She doesn't like the macaroni and hot dogs. I'm like, macaroni and hot dogs for me.
I love that.
Why didn't you pick it out? Just pick it out.
I did,
like
but
I told my husband 8. He hates mushrooms. Oh, she's 8.
Yeah.
Oh, Dave.
What?
She's 8.
I know.
You can't give her that shit with a hot dog in it.
Listen,
don't you know this?
Yes,
I did. Like this grown-ass woman, and she's 8 years old.
No. Yes, she's a 30-something-year-old woman. She doesn't like hot dogs with her, and she's just like, "Dave, can you take it out of this, please?" No, she speaks like a 30-something. She speaks so well. She uses words that I don't even know. She's like, "Dave, why are you so confident?" And I'm like,
"Why are you so confident?"
I have no idea.
It's a good question. It's because I stayed at a Holiday Inn last night. That's why.
Yeah, so I didn't have to be here with you guys. But yeah, I mean, like, food is like, somebody was eating. I was eating a freaking steak the other day. Somebody was making steak, and I was like, "Oh, it's so good." And I have to have it 2 minutes, done. That's how I eat the steak. It basically still has a heartbeat.
Mooing at you.
Yeah,
Fuck
black.
that.
I asked for black and blue. I can't.
I'm like a medium. I'm like a medium rare. I can't do that, man. That's woo.
My buddy Kev.
Yeah, trichinosis, motherfucker.
Whatever. My buddy Kev asked for a hockey puck. They've literally told him no at some restaurants. They're like, he's like, "Yeah, can I get a steak well done?" And she's like, "Okay." He's like, "No." Kind of like the Ron Swanson. He's like, "No. When you think it's well done, cook it twice as long."
Right.
And the lady's like,
"I want it extremely dry. I want it to be a different shade of gray that you have never fucking seen before." That's what
You ever eat somebody's ashes? Yeah, make it worse than that.
And put the turkey from Christmas Vacation.
Dude, his mouth would fucking salivate when we watched that movie. Like, "Oh, that's good turkey." I'm like,
good little segue into make it worse. How about LeBron James making people's fucking education worse? LeBron James, I promise school responds after every single 8th grader fails state math test. And I'm pretty sure that this shit has been, I think somebody, it's been like 3 years or some shit.
Yeah, and it hasn't been like no one has passed or something?
No, like not really. Last week it was reported every single soon-to-be 8th grader at LeBron James I Promise School has not passed the Ohio State math test since their 2018-2019 school year. That's terrible. That's 5 fucking years.
Oh my God. I promise you'll fail.
Right? I promise you will get no education. Following the reports, the Ohio Public School, which opened in 2018 to focus on risk students and reportedly costs a yearly Jesus, 8 million in taxpayer money is now responding to the discouraging test results. Yeah, that's a lot of fucking money.
Well, hold on.
But wait,
I want to know how did he get a school built
Right.
up that gets taxpayer
that gets
money?
taxpayer money. That's what I want to know too.
But wait, these schools are underfunded though. I mean, that's what we keep hearing. That these schools are underfunded, and underfunded schools don't have the same privileges as everybody else. $8 million a year, and you're telling me that's
Right.
underfunded.
And these motherfuckers can't pass the fucking math test? Fucking Jesus.
Well, that's that new math. 2 + 2 = racism. So,
Right.
you can't beat the state board with that kind of stuff.
They're trying to teach them. Well, they're really going to be trying to teach them that 2 + 2 = 5. That George Orwell bullshit. That as long as the state says it is, that's what it is. The Akron Beacon Journal first reported that the 7th grade students tasked with completing the state proficiency exam, which is required in order to move up to the next grade, have not passed the math test portion since they were in the 3rd grade. Jesus, 2018,
that's
29.
horrible for you.
Yeah.
Like, what are they doing to these children? Like, I'm sure not every single
Not
kid
enough.
that goes to that school is
Not
stupid.
teaching.
Not teaching. Yeah,
There's no way that every single kid that goes to that school is stupid.
That's what I'm saying.
No
yeah,
way.
Exactly. Now it is important to note that these past few years of discouraging test results have also been in the same time period of which COVID-19 affected the world. Yeah, we know, but come on. Other people were passing math tests. Get the fuck out of here. The pandemic was severely felt at schools nationwide, with many students and staff members adjusting the remote and virtual schooling, and for a while, several days to weeks of no schooling at all. Well, that might be a fucking problem. Curriculums everywhere were affected, thus trickling down to the students' daily performances and test results. Reaganomics trickled down the
Here's the thing, though.
Trickle
I
up economy.
understand that, but the thing is, it wouldn't be a story if it wasn't compared to other schools in the area and them doing better. Because how many kids? It's like how many kids didn't pass proficiency?
From what they were saying, that the 7th grade students tasked with completing the proficiency exam, which is required in order to move up to the next grade, have not passed the math portion since they were in 3rd grade. And as far as I know,
so that
means none. Every single 8th grader.
There's
every single one.
No. So that is not like, how is that statistically possible?
Listen, I want to show when the man who dresses like this is in charge of your school, maybe there's a problem.
Yeah, right. That's true. What a douche.
Jeez. He's wearing, we have overpowering sense, take gifts. Hey, Andrew, I got an overpowering gift too. Bend over, pal. Anyway, so yeah, it's just, I mean, it's a good, once again, these are great concepts.
Yeah, whoever this guy, look at that last name. Sorry, I just had to say it. That is Guy.
Can you phonetically spell that out for us?
Gayduckich.
Gayduckevich. Gay Duckvich.
There you go.
Gay duck bitch.
It's like, yeah, it sounded like you just cussed at somebody in a foreign language.
Gay duck bitch. Schweiger.
According to complex sources, tell them that reports focused on available data from these past few years may in fact be unreliable. After a year after James' school opened, test scores among students proved to show a drastic increase. Now, years after beginning the pandemic, report claims test results have significantly dropped. And in response, spokesperson for the LeBron James Family Foundation, I Promise School, is addressing the backlash. Yeah, I bet. I'm about done reading the rest of that. That doesn't really need to be.
Yeah, I want to read the rest of the article because it's weird that when they first opened, they're like, oh, look at
here
how dramatically, they said dramatically increased the scores are. I wonder if there was any padding like people do in their jocks. So,
right here you go.
I mean,
I'll put it over here in our private. You can go ahead.
Apparently, there's a lot of padding. Well, I mean, once again, they just lie. They just lie. I'm sick and tired of listening to people, especially our representatives, telling everybody, oh, hey, 98% of the people in the United States want gun control. 97% of these people want, everybody to have equity. How do you get these numbers? Where do these numbers come from? Like
from bullshit polls that poll like 200 or 300 people,
yeah.
and that's about it.
Yeah.
And you have to actually look at the specific question that they're asking. It's like with any study or anything that's out there, when they give you a result, you got to be like, okay, wait, hold on a second. Like, what were the
who paid for these polls? Yeah, who paid for the poll?
Yeah.
How many people? Where were they questioned? Were they Democrat, Republican, Independent? Yeah. They don't tell you a whole lot of that for the most part until you actually look into it.
But and that's the same thing when someone gets charged with something. Like when Trump got charged for liable for sexual assault, they were saying on the actual judgment it was read a certain way. So like if you put it, if the judge says these are the things that I want you to think of, and these are the things that you can only judge this on, then yeah, it's skewed to that way. Like it's never just, and I'm just finding this out now. And of course, like it's always like that though. Like if people are just going with whatever the news says because they're still going with that. Well, Trump, like this indictment today, like it once again, just so happens every time after somebody testifies, nobody talks about what's testified. It's just Trump again.
Yeah. Well, let me read through this then, since you brought it up. So breaking one-liner.
Right. I need the breaking news. So
the January 6th grand jury delivers indictment. A federal grand jury impaneled in Washington, D.C., because everything's going to be fair there, returned a new indictment on Tuesday evening in its ongoing investigation of events following the 2022 election, including the events of and leading up to January 6, 2021. But the grand jury's indictment delivered to a judge on Tuesday remained sealed. The indictment obtained by Town Hall confirms that Donald J. Trump is the defendant. The indictment lists 4 violations of which the 45th president is being accused. Count 1, conspiracy to defraud the United States. Count 2 is conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, which would be the vote counting. Count 3, obstruction of and attempt to obstruct an official proceeding. And count 4, conspiracy against rights.
What?
The indictment follows a meeting,
It's a conspiracy against rights. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Stupid.
Like basically it's a conspiracy to like stamp down on the U.S. citizens' rights, like by
just
not
like
allowing
the government
their vote
does.
To be counted. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like we should get rid of the ATF then. God damn it. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
And the EPA and all of them, because it always comes back. They're like, the court's like, you're overstepping your shit, dude.
Yep.
Anyway.
They don't care.
The indictment follows a meeting Trump's attorneys had with prosecutors working for special counsel Jack Smith last week, in which Trump's team was told to expect an indictment. Okay, wow. My brain stopped working for a minute.
Admonishes?
Yeah.
There you go.
That admonition?
Admonition.
That is a weird word.
Yeah. Came after a prediction from Trump himself on July 18th that he would soon face another arrest and indictment from the January 6th grand jury after the president was notified of his status as a target of the probe. It wasn't a prediction. We all knew this was going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
We know it's going to happen again in Fulton County and all this other stuff.
Yeah, it's not. This is not a surprise. Once again, just like everything we've talked about in the last year and something that we've done this, everything we've talked about that's been a conspiracy has come true. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a conspiracy when it keeps coming true, and the fact that they keep telling everybody it's a conspiracy is asinine. And the fact that actually no, telling people it's a conspiracy is asinine, but people believing it is the worst part. The people who believe this nonsense garbage. Once again, the media told you several times, don't do your own research. Leave it to us. We'll tell you what to think. That's a problem.
Well, this is what I don't understand. If you're saying that Donald Trump conspired to defraud the United States and like all these different things, right? How is there like not any charges against any Democrats for like conspiracy to commit violence and terror and domestic terrorism when it came to them like donating money to get Antifa and Black Lives Matter people out of jail?
Oh yeah,
After they were
absolutely.
burning shit down to the ground.
And
like,
fucking
how is that not a conspiracy to do it? Because it's like it's incentivizing them, right?
Yeah.
Well, and like mean mugging lady Maxine Waters, like they make them not welcome at a gasoline station.
That's when you know that bitch hasn't pumped her own gas in a long time.
Right.
But once again, they did it in 2016. They did the exact. This is just a thing to put in front of people's face to Mandela affect them from remembering what they did in 2016. They did this. There's video of it, of them going and say, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. So they've defrauded the government too. They've done all this. And once again, this is just a shell, just to go, it's a shell game. Oh, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. And it's like, but you guys did the same thing, you know? And it's all just like, this is all a distraction from what's coming out, what's been coming out. And listen, if Trump goes to jail, I might just vote for him just because he's in jail.
You know,
it gives him more street cred. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
He's gonna be gangster as fuck.
I say the only person that I like we said I plan on probably voting for would be Vivek. But if it does come down to where Trump is really just getting pounded on, he still keeps running from jail and he's up there, I'll give him a vote.
Yeah, I mean,
I hate him. I hope not. Well, to be honest, I almost hope so.
Me too.
Because, dude,
then he'll just recuse himself or whatever it is. I forget the word.
Well, here's the other thing, though, too, is that we got to hold that motherfucker's feet to the flames. Because if he starts getting in, we got to constantly be like, fuck the red flag laws. Take the bullshit that is getting fed to you about the fucking vaccine and admit it, asshole.
Yeah.
That's what's losing you on your base. Your ego.
Yeah.
This is all a sideshow because, it's absolutely a sideshow because they just want to throw these indictments, say the word indictment, just like impeachment. Yeah. Just like the impeachment. They want to just say he's impeached this twice. Who cares? He wasn't thrown out of office. Clinton was impeached. Nobody keeps going that impeached President Bill Clinton. No, nobody cares. Mm-hmm. He got impeached. He still stayed till he finished his term, and that was it. And I believe Trump. So what I believe is that the first time he was president, he was trying to do what he thought was right and try to appease both sides. Now, I really don't think he gives a fuck after all this stuff that's been going on to him and all the things that they've been doing to him. I think he's going to come down with hellfire and brimstone and say, fuck everybody. This is my last 4 years. You're done.
Well, I mean, if he gets in, all we can do is hope he's going to. I mean, that's going to be how it is. Like, no matter what, like... As much as I would rather vote third party, it's going to be a wasted vote. Like, but then you vote for who your real values are. So if there was a good libertarian running, like say if Spike ran or something again, Spike Cohen or somebody like that, or shit, if Grandpa Rand Paul ran, man, I would fucking vote for Rand Paul. I'd way rather vote for Rand Paul over fucking Trump.
And Dave,
not
Dave,
Rand. What's it? Ron? Yeah, Ron Paul and the Fed man. Like he's the most based grandpa on the planet. I'd rather have him, but. You know, we're not going to get a third party up there. That's the other thing is that our fucking shit's so fucked up. You can't even get up there to debate unless you have so many. I forgot how much on polls and whatever else. It's some stupid ass shit.
Oh, Dave. I just thought Dave Smith. I'd vote for Dave Smith. I'd vote. He's a young dude. He's a comedian. He's fun. He's funny. He makes some great points.
I like his views quite a bit. I do like Dave Smith. I mean. Yeah, he is still pretty young. I would want him to have done a few things like maybe even be like a fucking senator or something.
Have
for
you
a
seen
little
his
bit.
wife?
Whatever, like,
She's
something
hot.
like that.
He's done a lot of things.
He's done a lot of dirty things.
See, the problem though with like the 3-party system though is that you get something like what happens up in fucking Canada, and you get a Trudeau with only a third of the people voting for him.
Well, I mean, no, I
or
believe me,
less.
I definitely get that, but we're still limited on choices, and it's bullshit. We
I
should be
know.
able to hear
Well,
and
I think the biggest problem is that anybody who's running for president, like party wise, and gets like through their primary and is the primary candidate for that party, should be on the stage during all the presidential debates.
Oh,
when they have it against the party debates, because it's bullshit that they're not.
Exactly, and I'm gonna say that right now. Any of you motherfuckers out there that are supporting Trump not wanting to debate or fucking Biden, any of them not wanting to debate, period. To be honest, if you're supporting that at all, you're a fucking moron.
Yeah.
We have to
I
hear
have a
what they
theory
have to
as
say.
to why he's not. And I think the reason why he's not is because they're going to be able to use it against him in court.
Who, Trump?
But we have to hear him. I mean,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying that they're not saying
then,
anything, and his lawyers are probably like, "Listen, dude, just sit this one out right now." And Bob, you're right. Like Trump needs to debate.
He does.
That's why that Big Joe was on the calls with Hunter and foreign companies. Yeah.
And you know what sucks is that Trump, I think, has asked a total of 6 times to go on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he won't have him on.
What, Joe?
No.
Oh, it's Trump.
Joe won't have him on.
No. Well, I mean, and he'll do
Pussy.
it. I mean, he just did.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to say that straight up. And I know the reason why, though. The main reason why is he doesn't like having a lot of political people on. He's had Bernie Sanders on before, whatever else, but he hasn't had that many real straight politicians and blah, blah on there. So I can understand why he's saying about that. But, dude,
I mean,
shit needs to be fucking talked about. Yeah, he's had Tulsi on, too. Like, shit needs to be fucking talked about. And this guy needs his platform. You can also check him in real life. Like, that's what he was saying to the last guy about science shit. He's like, well, we can't fact check. And Joe's like, why not? Like, we can fact check right now in real time. You guys go on fucking no, one of these this guy about climate change shit. It was one of the latest episodes, and he was talking to him like, why don't you debate on it? He's like, well, the science is kind of settled in way, but it's like, no, it's not, homie. And that's the point of debating stuff, is to see where your sources are, where their sources are. Why are you guys disagreeing? And if you don't want to do that, then
I think I mean, Jogan has taken a lot of heat about people he's had on. There's people on
fact checks. Yes. Yeah. Which is good. That's what it should be. But
I don't know if Spotify or whoever employs him, that's probably something in the clause where they'll just get rid of him, or he'll owe them money or something. Because there's no reason why he shouldn't have him on. I don't know why.
Nothing with Spotify on that. I don't.
You don't think so?
No, I don't. I don't think he just does. I think he just doesn't want to give him a platform personally or something. Because there's a lot of things he doesn't like about Trump.
That's fine, but then you can talk about it. And that's what I know. And I think I was talking to Kelly about this. Like, I don't understand, like, people who don't want to talk to people, because she had a hard stance about Andrew Tate and how she doesn't like Andrew Tate, and she doesn't think that Tucker should have platformed him, which is fine. And you know, a lot of people think that, but you need all sides of the story. You can't just have the girls, or you can't just have these people who said that he was sex trafficking people, and then can't have him talk. You need both sides, because there's always the one side, the other side, and the truth, you know, that lies in the middle.
Right.
So you need both sides to have their say in it, because if you just cancel one side out and not let them, we have what we have now. You know, and these people calling for deep platforming and no, you shouldn't have this person on your platform. First of all, you got a fucking TikTok page. Nobody gives a shit, okay? Right. Second of all you're doing is having a conversation with people. We'd platform anybody. Because you know why? Because I'd like to have conversations. Well, we'd like to have conversations with people and see what they're thinking, see how they're thinking. That's why, you know, when people are like, well, you just watch Fox News. No, I watch CNN. You know why? To piss myself off, but also so I can watch and see what they're thinking and see what they're saying. And if they make a good point. What am I going to say? They didn't make a good point,
Yeah.
And if they did, they did. But that's the problem now. You have everybody who's staunchly on their sides and nobody wants to budge. And that's a problem. That is a huge problem. And the people calling for them to be boycotted because they had somebody on, you're the problem. You're the problem.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also too because it's a pride thing, one, and it's all like if you give an inch, like they'll take a mile. If you can't say sorry, you can't say anything.
Oh hell no.
Or else
doesn't matter.
Like it's done. And not only will the one like both sides will hate you. So you're in between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, both sides will hate you for about 37 seconds, and then they'll go, "Oh, look, a shiny rock," and then there'll be somebody else they're gonna hate.
Squirrel.
So it doesn't really matter, if they hate you for that, you just shut up, you stay, you lay low or whatever, and then you just move on.
Keep doing. No, you know what? People should just, I don't know, be themselves, and I don't know, think for themselves, and hey, I don't know, not be afraid to say, hey, I don't agree, or hey, I do agree. Or hey, you know what? I fucked up.
But that's the problem. Everybody wants to be right. That's and listen, I'm guilty of it. I am absolutely guilty of it. I want to be right, but but a lot of
so
but
good.
It does. But in the end, and I have it on my phone as a daily reminder. Just because you think you're right doesn't mean you've won, and it's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. Just because you think you're right or you're right, in the end, what does it matter? In the end, it really means nothing because it's either going to go the way you want or not go the way you want. And so if all these people are not wanting to platform and not wanting to talk to Trump, it's because they don't want you to hear what he has to say. They don't want the truth. They want the fabricated, the short clips of there were good people on both sides. Did you hear the rest of it? Like,
right. Well, one of the main things too is like if he wants him to come on, Joe could also go to Trump and be like, "Look, shut the fuck up about the 2020 election. And let's talk about right now. Just settle that right now." Like if he wants to, I would tell that to Trump if I were him. If you're coming on my show, I'd be like, "Shut the fuck up about that until there's actual evidence. Shut up. Let's move on and let's fucking figure this out now. What are you planning on doing?"
Or he could, if Trump does, he goes, "Okay, what's your proof?" And if he keeps going, okay, what's your proof?
But
Don, that's not the proof. Yeah. That's not your proof. That's not proof. That's hearsay.
That's why I wouldn't even. That's why I wouldn't even bring it up if I were as soon as he did. If I were Joe, I'd be like, "Shut the fuck up about that. No one cares. Let's move on."
Or just go to something else, or just be like, "What the 2022." Okay, I get that.
But I want somebody to tell Trump that. I really want. Shut the fuck up. Let's move on. Let's go to this. That'd be great.
But that's another thing. People, the people who are like these rich people, they don't have that in their life.
No,
they only have people who tell them they're doing the good thing, and they need people in their life to go, "Hey, shut the fuck up," or "Hey, that wasn't good. Let's not do that again."
Right, because like when it comes to it now, like that's the whole reason, like why I would like to hear Joe Rogan be like, "Do you still support your stance on like the red flag law deal about trying to confiscate beforehand?" Blah. So if you do still, then there's gonna be a lot of us voters gonna be like, "Fuck you," kind of still.
Yeah.
And also, do you take any blame for this shit with the vaccine finally, or are you gonna still keep propping it up? Like the stuff that people need to keep fucking asking them.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, I don't want to vote for him at all, but I guess we're gonna see how it comes down to, because I just want somebody different in there. I want Vivek or somebody that's gonna fucking dismantle all this bullshit.
I can't get on the Vivek train. I can't. There's something about him. I can't put my finger on it. As much as I want to be on the Vivek
You're just
train,
racist.
That's probably it.
No, just kidding. Like Spike, you just don't like gay people. No, Spike, I don't like guys going into women's bathrooms. You just admit it. You don't like gay people. Shut up, Spike. I love you, but shut up, Spike.
No, there's just something. I don't know. I honest to God, like I don't know what it is, but I can't. Maybe I can't use it because you guys would be like, "See, I knew you're racist." Because I was gonna say it's kind of like a little bit of like the brown nosing thing that he does to Trump.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I mean, I get that,
but like, I don't. But it's not just that. I don't know.
Listen,
It's some other stuff.
People cannot like somebody because they have a feeling about them. A lot of times, sometimes your feeling is right, and then you just want to go, "See, I was right, I won." But there's people who just don't like people.
Yeah,
even
I
if
want
Trump
to be proven wrong, like I want my feeling to be proven wrong.
No,
like,
absolutely, yeah.
But there are people who just like don't like Trump, point blank.
Yeah,
They have no reason why. They don't know why. There's no reason for them not to, but they go, I just don't like him. And if more people would just be like, I just don't like him, and that's it, and then people try to convince them, and then dude, I don't care. I just don't like him. Can I just not like somebody?
Be over in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
If you're just like, I just don't like him. Okay, well then there's no reason for us to have a conversation. Move on
about
and
it.
be
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. That's it.
If more people did that, the world would be a better fucking place. like you said, if people would just did it to just go, shut the fuck up. Then
that's what
being like, because the thing there crimes.
Well, that's what I say about like the socialists and shit like that. Whenever they try to explain how all this can happen and blah, like at the end of the day, it's like just admit that you like authoritarianism. That's the only way you're gonna get through any of that happening. Just at the end of the day, Marxism, communism, any of that shit, no matter what, the government's not going anywhere. So it's just admit you like authoritarianism. That's the only way it's going to happen.
Well, and for the simple,
then I can respect you and understand you more.
and for the simple folk who don't understand what authoritarianism, just like that, like to be told what the fuck to do and don't want to think. Just like the fact that you like to be told what to do and you don't have a brain, you don't want to think for yourself. Just point. I do that, and that's it. That's all you want to do. There's nothing else. Mama J, you want to put something on the screen?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let me put this up there. Because I found this on Twitter and I actually thought it was pretty interesting. So it says on January 7th, the FBI releases documents to Congress alleging the Bidens took $10 million bribe from Burisma. On January 8th, Jack Smith indicts Trump and June 8th.
January's on my mind.
Did I say January?
Twice he said January 7th.
Oh, but you know why? Because I just was talking about January 6th. And it was like June 7th.
Listen, just don't fall asleep. Just don't fall asleep. We know you're tired.
I'm trying not to. Jack Smith indicts Trump in Mar-a-Lago dock case. And it's not because you guys are boring or anything. I'm boring myself. No, I'm just so tired today.
You got that mom life, yo.
You got that mom.
Dude. Yeah. You know, it's one of myself when I'm like, oh my God, I'm so annoyed with myself. I'm going to stop talking. I say that often.
All right. Go ahead.
So July 26th, Hunter Biden goes to court and rejects sweetheart plea deal after it is revealed that DOJ tried to give him a blanket immunity for future prosecution, aka the FARA violation. And then on July 27th, Jack Smith adds more charges for Trump in the Mar-a-Lago case. And that was like one of the groundskeepers or something that he indicted him for.
Yeah.
So July 31st, Hunter Biden's former business partner, what's his name? Devin
Hunter.
No.
Archer?
Devin Archer.
Devin Archer. Close though. Hunter Archer. Get it?
I'm thinking Hunter Biden. Devin.
Hunter Biden's former business partner, Devin Archer, testifies to Congress that Joe Biden was on over 20 calls with his son's business partners and that Burisma execs pressured them to fire the prosecutor. And then the next day, on August 1st, Jack Smith indicts Trump again for January 6th. It's so disingenuous. I don't know. The whole January 6th stuff just boggles my mind on how they can be indicted for something like that when, I mean, I don't know.
And people forget that Joe Biden continuously said he never had any dealings with his son's business. He said it at the debates. He said it to reporters. He said point blank, I never had any business dealings. I mean, I think he got mad at one point. He was like, I never had any dealings. And then he went on to say that the FBI, there was 51 FBI agents who declared that the laptop was false. And then knowing that they were already looking into it from years behind, like he lies. And then they'll go, well, Trump told 30,000. Like, dude, he didn't. If you listen to what he said, or if you listen to his actual words, then he wasn't lying.
Yeah.
He just went around and he didn't say it correctly. Joe Biden literally said point blank, I never had any dealings with my son and his businesses. And there are multiple things saying that he did.
Mm-hmm.
And he cured cancer too.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did. I forgot about that.
Yeah, this motherfucker better get on top of that.
And the thing is a lot of times when they're talking about Trump lies and stuff, and like, do they not understand? Like, he's very hyperbolic, and that was used to his detriment. Like, because everything's amazing, everything's awesome.
Yeah,
he's the best person.
That was the shit that it did annoy me about him, is that everything is fucking grandiose and like really overdone. He
reminds me of like a Southern Tri-Delt girl, that's like everybody's awesome, everything's so great, it's amazing.
That's funny.
Oh my god, you're so cute.
And then she talks with her lower voice.
Oh my god, it's like so amazing. I cannot believe you did that.
And it's like the creaky voice. Yeah, the creaky voice.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Stop it.
Just shut
Here's a lozenge.
Up.
Yeah, but no, I actually really thought about it, and it really just makes you think of like a Southern sorority girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like they talk to their friends because it's always it's that.
It's just that. I'm just so sick and tired of just people just lying to you to your face and knowing that they're lying, and the fact that they can do that to you with a straight face and not even like budge about it. There's something psychotic about that person.
Speaking of lying right to your face and something psychotic about a person, transgender athlete wins women's professional golf tournament. That's a man, baby. Like, it's gonna continue to happen. Oh my god.
Did you see about the rugby player that put like 10 girls in stretchers?
What?
No. I saw. I have to find
shit.
It.
That's fucked
was
up.
that the one from Canada where that Billboard Chris went to ask questions about, and they were trying to block him from all the stuff? They're like, he's trying to ask. Yeah, I think he was trying to ask them questions about it, and they're like, "Leave us alone! You're harassing us! You're harassing us! Leave us alone!" Like.
After the female rugby rugby match, they interviewed the player. These bitches ain't shit. Dude, that's fucked up if that really happened. If that guy put 10 females in stretchers, oh my god.
No.
Like, you guys have lost your fucking mind.
This is from a year ago. The Washington Examiner.
I never heard about that.
Let me pull it up. So the Washington Examiner said back in this was today. Oh, okay. No. Sorry.
No, 2020. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was April of 2022. Sorry, up here it says August. So all right. Anyway. So a high school rugby league is under fire after a transgender female athlete allegedly injured 3 biological females during a Saturday match. A biological male identifying blah, 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 blah. Okay. Injured 3 biological females. So injured 3 women girl players from the high school during Saturday session opening match, according to the high school coach.
Listen, it's not fair because it was in Guam and it was tipping over, as Hank Johnson said.
Bring back asylums.
I think the coach said that the aggressive nature that was witnessed clearly showed it's a definite issue that we have to deal with. He added, I have 3 players that were injured in that first game against Guam High directly by that particular player.
That's fucking crazy. Like, especially that kind of shit. Rugby, man, a dude is gonna light you up.
Yeah. Have you seen it's the Australian person, I think they call themselves Hannah, and they're handball. I think that was a handball player. Huge.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Rocket a handball in somebody's face.
Yeah. I remember that. I do. And he's just like, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I really am, but this has got to stop, man. This really does. This really,
it's getting really fucking out of hand.
Did you see that?
Oh shit! This is another one. Okay, hold on. I'm so sorry. I have to bring this up because
right.
Hold on. So that was back in 2022. Now this is from Rebel News. Okay, it says 1 of 3 women injured by Ash Davis last month has said, "I had never been hit like that before, even in a competitive women's level." Davis
Just
plays for the Fargus Highlanders women's team. Yes, so this is another instance, and this is a professional women's rugby league. So he, yeah.
Month who had to be removed from the game thanks to Ash's debilitating tackles. Yeah, because he's probably way bigger and stronger.
Yeah. Ash is clearly a man. In fact, he doesn't even try to look female. He has an Adam's apple male pattern. Baldness is setting in, and it's impossible to ignore those leg muscles.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's just sometimes whenever there's gonna be often enough where, like, if you haven't put in the effort, really try whatever else, I am not calling you she or her. Like, not happening. Especially somebody like this.
Ooh, there's video.
Guaranteed. Is that the motherfucker? Hold on. Let's see him. Where is he at? There he is.
I'm David Menzies, Rebel News.
Hi. No, you're not really a part of this.
Human rights. What about the human rights of biological women being injured by this man? As a mother, why would
you want to yell at human rights when you're getting your ass whooped on the field?
My partner. That is my wife that you are being.
So he's a lesbian?
So
it's not a sport.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Sorry, he's a lesbian? What is that?
I stopped that at the wrong time. I don't know what oh my gosh.
That was great. Oh my god.
Hold
Why
on.
are you yelling about human rights while you're getting your fucking ass kicked by a dude on the field? Like, your rights are being violated. Your health is being violated.
I can't believe that. Like,
she said, "That's my wife."
My wife.
My partner. But that's clearly like that's a man.
That's a dude, yeah.
And
there's no sound.
I'm telling you, us women are going to be the death of our species.
And it was so quick. What happened a couple years ago? Women's rights and all this stuff, and believe all women and everything, and all of a sudden it's just like, well, you know, let men play in our sports and let men, you know, be in our locker rooms. Did you see the testimony?
Should have never gave them women rights. Just joking.
Next, you're gonna get themselves some library cards, learning how to read.
You're gonna read them book things.
Right? Learn how to tell time. Get out of here.
Tell us that we're always wrong. What happened? Know that they have rights. Son of bitch. But yeah, I don't. I'm trying to look for. Trying to look for something. Yeah, I don't.
What was it pertaining to?
What we were just watching. Oh no. Oh, that was it. It was the Congress when the girl, the transitioner, and Riley.
Riley Gaines.
Riley Gaines and the other girl, Noelle, her teammate. They were in front of Congress, and the chicken eater, was like, "Can't you guys just put a stall in between, like your showers, so that way, you know, you guys could have separate showers?" And the girl goes, That's why we have separate bathrooms, sir." And it was like, no shit. That's like, yeah, exactly what. Yeah, they have. Oh, did I find it? No. Yeah, and she was just, and then, you know, people, ooh, like, dude, I don't know, man. I'm just it's so enraging where you get these women don't feel safe in their own spots, and then you're just sitting there going,
well, yeah, but here's the thing. But then those same women who don't feel safe in their own spots, they feel doubly unsafe because they can't say anything and fears that like the women that are around them are going to call them a bigot. So all these women that are in this situation are all tiptoeing around, seeing who's going to say something first and who's going to play
That's the main
chicken.
thing.
And then all you get is the bitches that are outspoken, be like, "You need to let her in here."
Well,
saying
here's the
shit.
thing. I can understand the fear of like physical stuff or whatever, but when it comes down to the fear of being called a bigot or whatever else, people really need to learn how to say "suck my dick."
Well, it's really hard when you're
I know,
like
I
an
know,
18 to 22-year-old girl.
No, I know,
You
but
know?
but once it starts getting to that point to where like they're gonna have to realize it's nothing but an opinion and a perception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
yeah,
that's
but
the thing to get over is the whole fact of being called it
absolutely.
and all. Yeah, it takes a little bit
But
to
the
get
thing
over,
is
but
that the parents need to do a better job of telling their daughters, like,
yeah,
hey, it's okay to
absolutely.
stick up for yourself. Like, get over this indoctrination that you've been going through at school. My parents said that they wasted all the money sending me to school just to re-educate me when I got back home.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's true.
No, to deprogram me when I got back home.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Oh yeah.
And yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's it. Go ahead.
Here's the clip I was talking about. This guy who ate Trump's a chicken. And he ate pieces of Kentucky Fried Chicken. But listen to the stupidity.
He looks like the KFC's fucking Colonel's retarded cousin or something. Look at this guy.
Oh yeah.
Transgender people have been around.
Is he wearing
for
a
long
sheet
time,
for a coat?
and they have rights.
Dinner table.
He just
And
came
they
back
need
from the
to be
Hamptons or
respected.
something.
I read Miss Scanlon's testimony. I wasn't here to hear it, and I think Penn didn't deal with your situation like they could have and should have, in putting up some type of different barriers in the women's area of the locker room. But that's another issue. But things should be dealt with in a different way. This is an easy way for people to try to get points. Pick on a minority group that is the most minority and least understood in our country.
The fact that he was stuttering through saying that to try to not offend somebody. To some kind of stall, so that way, to defend a minority group that we just don't understand. What minority group?
I remember Separate but Equal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's the one thing man, like you were saying, the stuttering and all that shit. If you are a politician and you can't say like direct, concise answers and send, like, you need to reevaluate who the fuck is in these offices, man. Like, I don't know how half of them, like, I really don't understand how they get voted. I don't know, man.
Here's Paula. Her name is Paula Scanlon. She was the teammate from Kentucky.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
This is representative of a greater issue, the destruction of free speech. Today, any discussion maintaining the sanctity of women's spaces is labeled transphobic, bigoted, and hateful. What's bigoted and hateful is the discrimination against women and the efforts to erase women and our equal opportunities, dignity, and safe spaces. One might ask, why do I speak so passionately about issues that seem hypothetical, or some may perceive as only impacting a small number of women? This is not hypothetical. This is real. I know women who have lost roster spots and spots on the podium. I know of women with sexual trauma who are adversely impacted by having biological males in their locker room without their consent. I know this because I am one of these women. I was sexually assaulted on June 3rd of 2016. I was only 16 years old. I was able to forgive my attacker, but violence against women still exists. Let us not forget the viral Me Too movement that empowered female victims to speak up. It casts a spotlight on the widespread prevalence of sexual assault and abuse, including in scholarly and educational institutions. Individuals on this committee have previously stated violence against women is all too common. I am grateful for those members who have brought awareness to the violence against women in the past, but unfortunately, there's still much to be done. As a sexual assault survivor, many policies pushed today completely ignore my experiences and many women like me. I ask the members of this committee, please consider this issue outside the lens of political affiliations and understand the true.
And next to her, right there, that's Chloe Cole. She's a detransitioner. And it's just like, and she's absolutely right. She's 1,000% correct. We just had this women empowerment movement. Pissed off some people, but still, you know, you go there and then now. But I mean,
it's the
listen,
same
some of the
people. No, no. This is what's infuriating. It was the same people who were pushing the whole Me Too movement. This. Now they're like, shut up, bitch.
Keep your mouth shut.
Yeah,
you know,
and that's what's the most infuriating part. Is it's the same people, and then it makes it 100% confirms that it was disingenuous.
It is 1,000%. Everything that Hollywood tells you should stand up for is 1,000% disingenuous. You go to
especially after how they treated Tara Reid, Joe Biden's accuser, and now they're calling her a freaking foreign agent and a Russian spy. Because she's
which is
I
hilarious.
had to defect to another country because I was in fear for my fucking life.
Yeah, I mean, and then you get these people. It's the same people who go, "This is a small majority of people," and then when you get detransitioners, they go, "Well, this is only a small majority of small minority." But you're talking about a small minority, and then a small minority after that. So which minority is it okay to, listen to? And once again, the same people who are telling you all this stuff are the same people who wore the Time's Up movement badges and were defending Roman Polanski, were defending Harvey Weinstein, before everything, who were defending all these people, and they were wearing these stupid fucking pins that were just given out and they just wore it because they had to. Yeah, like you don't stand for anything. You sit there and you regurgitate everything else. You know what standing up for something is like? That. Chloe Cole, Paula Scanlon, Riley, I keep wanting to call her Riley Reid, and Riley Reid's a porn star.
So what
Riley
have you been
Gaines.
doing lately?
I'm lonely. Anyway, Riley Gaines, you sit there, and poor Riley Gaines was stuck in her room because she was surrounded by people who were trying to, incite violence on her for speaking up. Yeah, for speaking up, which everybody was told, all women were told to speak up during the whole Time's Up, and now you can't
express her truth.
Yeah, exactly.
And no, it wasn't the right truth.
It's infuriating. And the fact that these people will still sit there and look you straight in the eye once again and be like, no, time's up. No, pussyhead. No, transgenders' lives matter. No, they don't give a shit. They don't care. They're doing it for likes and money. They're all grifters. Okay? They all want likes and money, and that's all it's about. That's all it's about.
And the people who have real problems are the ones that are like, tossed aside and treated like trash. And that's the horrible part about the whole thing. About any situation, any politician or anything tries to put their hands on, any movement, it always ends up they throw the people that what it's for to the curb.
And you want to know something that makes it harder for sexual assault victims to come out? That's what's harder. Now you stopping a sexual assault victim because they'll go, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Mattress Girl too. It was the Duke lacrosse situation as well.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. And then when someone who doesn't agree with you politically, or and then you go, "Hey, sorry that happened to you, but still, we're just gonna let them in." You're a piece of the people that are like that, who put the blackout on their Instagram, the Ukraine flag on their Instagram. Listen to me. You are the problem, and you are a piece of shit. But the thing with a piece of shit is you can always transform into a beautiful butterfly after you're a piece of shit. There's light at the end of the tunnel. But I mean, they're the ones who are harming victims. They're the absolute ones harming the victims. And it's infuriating, man. It really, really is. because if you're not believed in the same political sphere, then I'm sorry that happened to you, and you just get tossed away. And then once again, it turned into women not speaking about their sexual assault because you're the same person that. It's like a whatchamacallit? It's like a narcissistic relationship where they turn everything and it becomes your fault. The government is the narcissist in that relationship where they just sit there and gaslight you. Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you, but what were you doing? You were 16 years old. Were you like, in like, excuse me? Excuse the fuck out of me? I had a dress with a dude, and you're telling me I'm the perpetrator
At
here?
fault.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, you shouldn't have worn that short skirt type of thing.
Yeah. Which is some bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, kind of in the same vein, but a little bit more. I want to kind of move on for a second to something that I found, because this kind of goes along with a lot of stuff that we've talked about in previous episodes as well. So in the Daily Mail, I found that scientists engineer a virgin birth in female fruit flies after tweaking just 3 genes. So,
But
could
Mary
it be
was wrong.
done to humans?
But Mary was wrong, huh? Jesus did. Now all of a sudden the Virgin Mary looks pretty fucking kosher, huh?
Well, here's so babies
if
born
there were
to women.
if there were scientists that did it, I don't.
Aliens.
Yeah, well, the Anunnaki. Right. Oh, I'm missing the golden opportunity. All right, sorry. Right.
Yes. Right. For the 3rd time. I'm just kidding. So babies born to women without men may have come a step closer after fruit flies were made to have virgin births by scientists. The first recorded case of a virgin birth in a crocodile earlier this year made headlines around the world. I didn't hear about this shit.
No.
With crocodiles joining a host of animals, including chickens, turkeys, and Komodo dragons, which can give birth without a male partner to offspring with only their own DNA. Now scientists have taken a type of fruit fly which cannot naturally have a virgin birth and caused it to do so by tweaking copies of just 3 genes.
What are we doing? What are we?
We're fucking with everything that's gonna end up fucking killing us in the end. We should not be fucking with Mother Nature like this.
What? It's why are we're leading to our own demise, and we're doing it to ourselves. Did we not learn from Jurassic Park? Did we not learn from Terminator? Did we not learn from anything?
Right, exactly.
The Mummy. Why are we doing this shit? Why are we the Army of Darkness? Why are we doing any of this stuff? Why can't we just let things happen the way they're supposed to happen?
I'm gonna put this article in the chat in case anybody wants to read over it, because there's like a lot more to it. And the good news is they haven't been able to duplicate the study in mice yet. So there's that.
Yet. Give it like another couple of weeks, months.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, speaking of just giving another couple weeks or months, let's go ahead and see what the fuck is happening in South Africa. South African political leader calls for violence against white citizens at rally. Kill the Boer, kill the farmer. Which, from what I was reading on Instagram, whenever I saw a video, I guess Boer is like Dutch farmer, is what they call them. So they're wanting to
it's the white
further.
Farmer.
Yep, they're wanting to further kill off the white farmers and stuff there. South African political leader Julius Malema led racially violent chants at a massive rally on Saturday. Malema, who is the leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters Party, sang the genocidal anti-apartheid struggle song "Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer," referring to the white descendants of Dutch settlers or Boers in South Africa.
I'm sorry. I just want to say I'm sorry, Biz. This girl Vanessa 96. I don't know who she
yeah.
is. Just said no more baby daddy drama.
That's my girlfriend.
I know who it is. It's just
No more baby. Yeah, no more baby daddy.
Sorry, Biz.
I was thinking
Where
like
was
now we can have one of those like women utopias, like where Wonder Woman came from, like the Amazonian women. You can have one of those places.
Have fun with that. All your cycles are at the same time. 3,000 women
Jesus.
just angry at each other.
Fucking beating each other's ass now because they don't. All right.
I could go off on a whole thing that you're doing, and you'd be like, no.
The economic freedom fighters has emerged as one of the preeminent powers of South African politics after the end of the apartheid regime. Malema was originally a youth leader in the African National Congress, which was famous for being led by South Africa's first black leader, Nelson Mandela. Malema faced backlash for his call for violence against white South Africans. John Steenhuisen, the leader of South Africa's biggest opposition party, the Democrat Alliance, condemned Malema on Monday morning. This is a man who is determined to ignite civil war. That shit's like already been going on there for a little while.
Dude,
that's what I was gonna say.
Crazy in there for years.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Remember they were killing all those farmers and everything a couple years ago, and this guy was still the same. It's the same dude.
Yeah,
It's the same dude.
Here's something interesting. So, South Africa actually was very independent when it came to like imports and stuff, when it came to food products. And then once they started doing all these things like killing off the farmers, or they would like take the farm land back from these farmers, the rate in which they had to start importing food skyrocketed because they didn't have the proper people to actually take care of the land and produce food for themselves.
Yeah, that's what, what we've been trying to tell people here. Like, they're just like, we'll get rid of the farmers. And it's like, no, get rid of chicken farms. No, do you not understand? Everything's going to go, the price is going to go up because you're going to have to start importing every single thing. Like, do you want a tomato that costs $47? That's what's going to happen. It's going to be like Hawaii. Hawaii has to get everything imported and everything's so expensive. But no, people don't think about that. People are just like, well, this is bad for the environment. Well, okay, well,
get your chicken from the store.
You ever see what they do at the chicken farms? They stick their fingers in the chickens and they're. Listen, Tyson is delicious. Okay, I can't help it.
I don't think they're as good as they were.
Purdue chicken plant.
Yeah, I used to like Tyson quite a bit, and they're not as good as they used to be, personally. No. But I also think that's just quality of shit going down.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody.
Well, and they make it difficult for independent farmers to do anything. I was listening to the committee hearing on like regular USDA. Stop laughing at me because I knew you were going to. Like USDA regulations when it comes to meat packing plants, and like you have to have like a certain amount to be able to do certain things. I don't know the whole thing. Okay. Like I'm not an expert, but basically what it came down to it was making it more difficult for independent farmers to be able to compete or even, I guess like package their own meats because it wouldn't be considered USDA approved or whatever.
Yeah. The same people who approved the vaccine, the same people who approved all this other nonsense. Once again, the regulatory.
Well, that's why Thomas Massey's on a big thing about raw milk. I don't know if you know this about Thomas Massey. I don't know how. I thought it was really interesting. He's on this big thing on like letting people sell raw milk.
Really?
Because you can't. It's illegal to sell raw milk.
Non-pasteurized milk, just milk from straight from the cow. Can you drink that?
Yes, you can. It's actually supposedly really good for your digestive system.
It's like you got skim, 1%, 2% whole milk, and then straight from the titty. Like what is it called?
I guess.
I mean, it makes sense because
Utterly
a mother's
delicious. Like, that's what it's called.
Well, and
Yeah,
also I'll mention.
Sorry.
I'm gonna say I'll also mention on the other side of this. We got to remember South Africa just completely stood with Putin.
Mm-hmm. And I was reading something about their alliance with China too. Oh yeah, because they're part of BRICS, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Can we make shirts to say Business Party Podcast utterly delicious? Just
and then on the back it says we support raw milk.
That's gonna make me laugh for a long time. Utterly delicious.
Well, they were finding Amish people and putting Amish people in prison for selling the raw milk at their like country stores. That's how I know about it.
Amish stuff is delicious. Those people like, yeah, those people.
I'll pay $15 for a piece of fucking pie. I don't care. It's amazing.
It's an amazing pie. But that's the thing. It's like the problem is that everything gets so expensive, and the reason why independents are so mom and pop shops are so expensive is because of all these regulations that they have to go through, and because they have to buy all this stuff, they can't buy it like in bulk like most corporations. And when the government gets involved, it becomes a problem. Like Vegas, everybody used to say how Vegas was run great. Vegas used to be run great by who?
The mob.
Exactly. You know when Vegas started to not be run great? When it was run by
the bigger mob.
The government. Yeah.
Yep. When the mob left. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, that's exactly it. And that's one thing that I do like to say to people too. The only difference in the mob and the U.S. government is size and length of establishment. That's pretty much fucking it.
I was going to say size and a badge.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah.
Well, Vanessa makes a point. This is what I was trying to say before. Like, when a kid breastfeeds from the mom, it's not like they pasteurize it. It's the mother's milk, and it gives them the protein they need to, develop properly. So if raw milk is good for you, but then again, the fucking government doesn't want things technically to be good for you. That's the problem. The government doesn't want you to be like, hey, yeah, this is good for you, so we're gonna give this to you. No. They want to go, hey, how can we process this and make this last as long as possible? That's why all our
remember during COVID, they were telling you not to take vitamins, for crying out loud at one point. They were telling you vitamins and going outside was bad for you.
Yeah. Yeah. They wouldn't let you outside, remember? In some places, some states,
you weren't telling you in New Jersey, if you were running outside, you needed to be away from other people running because the dust from their body would go into you and transform you into a zombie.
My favorite thing is watching people hike with masks.
Oh my god! You remember that guy swimming?
Oh
the guy
my god!
They actually had a fucking mask on. You fucking dense ass motherfucker! Like, oh my god!
I was hoping for Darwin to take over at that point. I was so like, we really need to stop making regulations so that way you want to talk about depopulation? That's how we Biz, we can't even see you. You are in the dark, my friend.
Oh yeah, I mean, my screen. Yeah. There we go.
You want to talk about depopulation? Let people stop regulating things. Stop putting regulations and let Darwin take over and let people just, if you want to run into the middle of the road and your parents want to let you, well, if a car hits you, Darwin won. Yeah. Darwin won, kid zero.
Just as the good Lord intended.
Yeah. Is there anything?
But Biz, is there anything else you wanted to say about the story in Africa? South Africa?
Not necessarily. I think that's about it.
Yeah. But once again, they've been calling for this mass genocide of white people in Africa for years.
What was it? 96? We already talked about this kind of before, but I think it was 1996 is when they included DEI in their constitution. So that's a big thing that started bringing shit down. That's why we don't want it here, because I mean, you can already see it in legislation, literally, like throughout a country. And I have no real opinion on whether what's happening between the Dutch farmers and the South Africans. I don't know if there was like actually any sort of like they don't like the black people there or whatever else. I don't know what the racial deal is, what's happening, or if they really think that they just run it and try to keep that's the whole thing with all that.
Yeah,
I don't really know about a lot of that, but I think a lot of it's just built up bullshit that's gonna start really either ruining that country or ruining everywhere else. And with that happening now, with them joining Russia's side, and they're gonna be with China and all that, dude, it's about to get fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, I have another genetic thing article. Okay.
I have a genetic anomaly meme real quick.
Okay.
Ooh.
I can't.
Look at that couple.
That's what I thought it was.
They're made for each other.
Oh man.
Hey.
So do you guys remember what was it called? It was called the what I don't like the slang term for it that people would talk about. It's like the
Poconos.
no, it's never mind. I'll forget. It's like the forever gene or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. The forever gene.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like Henrietta Lacks. So that was her. So her cells from her ovarian cancer is what scientists have used to do more like I think stem cell research and different types of things. Well, the family had sued Johns Hopkins University and a biotech company that used her cells without her consent. So yeah, because I know in some like conspiracy circles and stuff they would talk about this like infinity gene or something. I think it came from her. So she had so they took cervical cells without her knowledge, and a lawyer for her descendants said that they have reached a settlement with the biotech company that they accused of reaping billions of dollars from a racist medical system. Now, this happened 70 years ago in 1951 when her cells were taken. And it says the tissue was taken from a Black woman's tumor before she died of cervical cancer and became the first human cells to continuously grow and reproduce in a lab dishes. It's called the HeLa cells, went on to become the cornerstone of modern medicine, enabling countless scientific and medical innovations, including the development of polio vaccines, genetic mapping, and even COVID-19 vaccines. So in some of these vaccines, what they do is they use genetically
modified.
Well, not
genetically
modified,
engineered?
but not engineered, like cloned.
Okay.
They use cloned cells. So basically, in the development of the polio vaccines and all these other things, it's actually her cells from 70 years ago that has been cloned to do all this stuff.
Holy shit.
It's a really crazy story. This is a crazy story, but so I just wanted to bring this up because I actually heard it like off a whim today, and I was like, "Holy shit! Hold on, what?" So
That's
her
crazy.
family had sued, because, like they said in the suit that she didn't get.
They didn't get a
They
dime.
didn't get her permission to use her cells for all this stuff, and they ended up settling for an undisclosed amount. So
But that should just show you that the government they don't care. They'll just take whatever they want, and then they'll do whatever they want with it, and then you get nothing, and you'll like it. That poor, I mean, the woman. That's, I mean, and I saw some of the things, and of course, Ben Crump had to throw a poor black woman's family is. It doesn't matter what color she is. It's fucked up that they did that. It's fucked up that they took her cells. They went, we're going to do this with it, and we're not going to tell anybody, and not break the family off anything.
Right.
Well, it wasn't very far removed from, I think, Tuskegee. Tuskegee was what, in the 40s?
I can't remember. I
Yeah,
think
somewhere
so.
around World War II.
World War II, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Tuskegee experiment was, or maybe it was at like around the same time, it happened. So they, the Department of Public Health and Safety didn't give two fucks about anything, and they still don't. And even like I think I had read and recently, like the people in Tuskegee are still getting, like, some of the family members that were a part of the experiment or had family members in the experiment are still getting up to, like, they had to pay them out at least like $13 million in total and per year for the amount of family members and stuff, and they get free healthcare now, which they should, because they like experimented on these people and got caught.
And who'd they sue? The American government? Oh, that's right. They sued the government. So, once again, all these tax dollars are going to all these people for everything the government fucked up. Mind you,
like the CIA's like, don't forget we spread the crack epidemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we went to, and
don't
then we
forget me over here.
Yeah.
and then we took your money and fought against it. Like they spend these millions of dollars on this bullshit. Like we are the richest nation. We shouldn't have anybody who's poor. We shouldn't have anybody, but they keep taking our money and doing bullshit like this, and people are suing the government and getting money. That's why, when people are like, oh, they're going to sue the police departments, it's like, do you understand that the police department's funded by taxpayers, and then it ends up that you're the one who is on the hook, not the personal police department themselves.
Right.
It's the government, and the government has to pay the $13 million you said for how many people? Let's go with 10. Let's go with 10. It's $130 million a year for 10 people that they just have to just.
It's not per person. It's
just total.
Yeah, in total.
But even so, like $13 million a year, and what if they live for how long? They're just getting a check every week or every month. Like, and it's from us, and I guarantee you they tax the check too. So like, we need that. We'll take a little bit of that back. Thank you very much.
That's like if aliens are even real, they're gonna come here, and the government's gonna be like, we're gonna need like 10% of whatever you fucking have, because we do that to everybody. Like,
I know we're about to wrap up, but speaking of aliens, did you see that they're allowing people from other countries now to become police officers?
Oh yeah,
in Illinois.
Yeah, it was Illinois was one of the first places to start doing it. Yeah.
Then I guess the Constitution doesn't apply, because I guess we don't have to abide by whatever they say, because they're not American citizens. So the Constitution,
right?
You have no you have no idea how
citizens arrest on them,
right? Well, I was gonna say, you have no idea the fucked up shit that just went through my head. I'm gonna go beat one with a bat if he tries to fucking arrest me or something. Be like, you don't even have rights, bitch. Fuck you.
And it's gonna, and you know it's gonna happen.
Than you do.
Yeah, it seems.
and you know it's gonna happen, because I mean, look at the cops now that are citizens. Could you imagine when people get like are found out that these people aren't American citizens? They're just like, oh well,
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah,
the shit.
Right. Well, they find out that they're illegal. That's a supposed cop. Somebody is going to do like I just kind of said and just fuck one of them up or something, or they're not going to care.
Well, honestly, I think like legally, like if something happened and you're a U.S. citizen and the cop is an illegal,
I will laugh at you and walk away.
In Illinois, and you get into some type of scuffle. Okay, let's just say it gets into some type of scuffle. It's like whatever. Could that person not only sue the police department, the state, but also the federal government
for letting them in?
For letting them in, because I'm sure because with my brain's going, because with local police departments and federal agencies work together a lot,
right?
So if a federal agent would know that this person was illegal and they didn't do anything about it, and then they went on to go and hurt somebody who was a citizen, could that all bring it all down? I'm just wondering.
I would think so.
I'm not a legal expert.
There should be a way to, but I would think, yeah.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, because they're not here legally. So now you can sue the federal government, and once again, we'll all be paying for it.
Could you do a RICO case, like conspiracy, like to commit fraud? Like
they don't care. They're not. Once again, the government doesn't care. They will just do what they want to do and suffer suffer the consequences later because it's not their dollars. They don't care. They're a kid with an unlimited Amex card, and they just go, oh, well.
They've got no skin in the game. Like,
no. No. And that's the problem. Bringing it back full circle, that's the fucking problem with the government. They have no skin in the game, and they don't care. They're not on the hook for anything. You know, just like when you go up against the federal government, they're like, yeah, we have all this money to do. Yeah, that's my money.
Yeah, that's our money. But they was like, what's it? That I can't think of her name, but she's on Twitter. This one lady, leftist bitch, but she's always talking about like the student debt loan bullshit.
Yeah.
But she said something like schools are free. I don't. It might be, but like public schools are free. Blah blah. College should be free. It's like. I think it was Ashley that put a comment down there. She's like, you forgot you spelled taxpayer funded wrong. Like, motherfucker, 'cause that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's everybody. Once again, there is nothing that's free. There's nothing somebody paid for it. Somebody's labor went to it. It's not
also, motherfuckers,
free.
You want to talk about free healthcare, free school, free all that shit? Tell me one fucking thing that's free that's fucking worth it, that is even going to be good. Anything.
Nothing. Not even free.
Yeah, exactly. So go to Canada. Go to Canada and make a goddamn fucking appointment to go see a doctor. See how long it takes.
Yeah, you literally
that's socialized healthcare.
Yeah, you have to go to the ER.
Oh, and in Canada, they'll also say, have you thought about dying?
Oh.
Yeah, have you thought about killing yourself lately?
That's another
I know
one.
You have an ingrown toenail and everything, but
did you see the article about the trans person that wanted to kill themselves because they didn't like how they felt anymore? Yeah.
No.
They're like their life has taken such a turn since they've transitioned that they are asking for assisted suicide, and they're going, and the government told them no. By the way, didn't we put a guy in jail a couple of years ago that helped people kill themselves?
Yeah, I think it's Mr. Kevorkian.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we
like
put somebody in jail.
Hernandez?
But he didn't do that gay stuff though.
I killed somebody. I didn't do gay shit. I go to jail for the killing. Oh man! On that note, folks, we'll let Mama J go to bed. Tell the husband to take care of the kids. Tell him to just leave
they're
you alone.
already in bed.
Yeah, see, they're probably sleeping by now, aren't they?
Go on the couch behind you, fall asleep, and just don't tell them you fell asleep. Just sit there and just quiet. Right. Just lock the door. Just fuck them all.
Oh yeah.
Put one of those keep out things on the front door. You don't want to wake the demon, okay, children?
That's me. Not the kids.
No.
Me.
But thank you for watching. Once again, like, subscribe, and comment. Follow us on Twitter, please.
Yeah, please follow us on Twitter. We did do a live stream there tonight along with this, where I think we're going to start switching away from Twitch. Yeah. It's cool to have the live stuff, but we can start possibly monetizing here soon instead of Patreon. It's a little easier to do all that type of stuff on Twitter if we can. So
we can start putting out.
Try to get us to 500 followers.
Yeah, so we can start putting out some cool shit.
Please.
Once again, you can find me at MW Troublemaker on Twitter. And you can follow, and all my stuff is on there. I started a new Instagram called The Simple Dad 1. It's about my recovery and my faith. If you want to go check that out. But yeah, other than that, you can check us out here tomorrow. Mama J.
We're gonna have Pretty Patriot on tomorrow. That's
right.
Correct, guys?
Yep.
Pretty Patriot will be joining us tomorrow. She hasn't been on in a while. She is one of the originals that came back on. That came on back in the day when we were just, starting out. So join us tomorrow for Pretty Patriot. She's always a fun time. She's a Boston girl. Trying to make her upset and get that Boston accent to come out.
Start getting her all riled up. I'll take this motherfucker to the car.
I'll park my fist in your face. Mama J?
Yep.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Suburban Mama 1, or should I call it? Sorry, you can find me on X at
Yeah.
Gonna give
Suburban
it to you.
Mama 1.
Gonna give it to
You
you.
can find me on X at
Right.
Suburban Mama 1, the number 1. Yeah. And you can find me and Biz every Thursday, as well as our other co-host, Captain Jack, on the
Yeah.
2 Jacks 1 Scotch podcast on Rumble at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific.
And if you didn't catch this
Yada,
past
yada.
weekend's weekend hangover, go check it out. We had Jack
Yes.
on, and we had a phenomenal time talking about Vanderpump Rules.
Yes.
And it was so much fun. I like when Jack gets excited. He goes, "Oh yeah, oh yeah!"
I know he does. It was great.
But yeah, we also have Weekend Hangover on Sunday nights at 7:00, 8 Eastern, where we do documentaries. And there's a couple documentaries that I've heard about, good ones that I want to check out. I forget. I'll text it to you later. But I've heard of some good documentaries, like happy ones that I think we should check out. But yeah.
Ooh, what about the Jimmy Buffett Pirate Heads?
Yeah,
Parrot heads.
Parrot heads. Yeah, that was one of them. That was one of them. Yeah, but yeah,
Jimmy
Biz?
Buffet. But well, on my social medias, catch me at Scott_Craiglow. Just look for that. That's pretty much all. That's what I basically have on everything. And Business Party Podcast on IG. I know Davey kind of said that he's got the link tree going.
Yeah.
I'll try to set one up soon. I'm gonna make a graphic so we can quit doing this toward the end, but we will still mention some other things. But on that note, we will see you tomorrow night. Please come join us again for some more fucking shit talking and having fun, and hopefully we'll be having some different guests in the future, trying to have some pretty good people. So I'm excited for what the fuck's coming up, man.
Yeah.
And lady. And and fuck the moon. We're going to
We're going to
Uranus.
Uranus.
Woo! Love y'all. Good night.